You've missed just 2 greens. I know they're big here, but it still has to be a sign that you're hitting it well and your approach shots are good.
Yeah, today was really, really good. A couple shots out there, a little swirly, but for the most part, irons were center face, knew where they were going, a little bit off on distance here and there, but felt really, really good, which was nice to have, to put a round together like that from, start to finish.
I think I interpreted what you said correctly. You talked about this year from the beginning, leaving it all out there, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like? How's that different than how you approached the tournament last year?
Well, I think, when you come to these events, it's nice to settle in, right? But things go by way too fast. And, you can never have enough time to just go back and you look, like I said yesterday, you look back at a lot of guys' seasons and you look at the last 2 events where they really need a crunch and they really need something. There's guys that pull stuff out of there. And, I did that at the Tour Championship, and you try and do that every year when you're there. But there's just a slight different mentality you take when you say, okay, I've got 18 holes and screw it. You just put it all out there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? And I've learned that. But just having that little bit of a mental change could be the factor. And hopefully we leave it all out there now.
So on a Sunday where you're in contention, does that mean slightly more aggressive?
No, it doesn't mean more aggressive. It just means you're putting all your effort into that one shot. I think when you look at this, if I looked at it right now, it's like, yeah, we've got 20 more events for the rest of the season. You can be ho-hum about it, and yeah, I want to win, but that's not the mindset, right? I'm going to focus on every shot. I'm going to put in as much as I can into every shot. And that's what, you look back at the greats, they did that. You look back at Tiger, he did that every single week. And I think if I asked myself, did I do that, the past 6 years every time? Probably not, but it's hard. It's hard to do that. But that's what I'm going into this year is saying, I've got 4 days. Let's see what I can do.
Have you ever been in a situation like today where you're trading birdies like that?
Yeah, I feel like it's been like that. I can't think of an exact instance. But there's been rounds where guys are feeding off each other, groups playing well, you're kind of going back and forth. It's happened for sure.
Sunday was not your day last year. Is this what you just talked about? Is that change in philosophy? In part
I think I shot 8 under last year.
What's that?
I think I shot 8 under. I think you were thinking 2 years ago.
No, I'm thinking more of
in general.
Picture.
Yeah. That's exactly back to the point Sean brought up. Right? Is not that I wasn't trying, and not that I didn't care. Right? I just didn't have things go my way, and sometimes that happens. But not that I'm trying to tweak a lot, but you're just trying to have a different mentality out there, and sometimes that changes. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but I think that's a lot better mindset I can have of saying, and that's what I had when I came out, is I had 7 opportunities for sponsor exemptions. Didn't know if I was going to get my card or not, and you're going to put everything out there because you have that goal. Well, I'm going to put everything out there tomorrow because I have the goal to win.
Were you looking for some validation this week of what you've been working on in the offseason?
Yeah, it's nice to, have it click together. I told myself, and I know I've had good results out here, I told myself the work I've put in the offseason does not mean I'm going to come out here and play well. All right? It doesn't mean you're immediately going to finish top 10, top 5, have a chance to win. But it's nice to see the things that I've been working on continue in and be able to put it all together and, shoot some scores in the tournament set.
What was the birdie you were most proud of today?
Probably the one on 16. JJ and I kind of had different views on how to hit the shot in the first cut, and I told him how I was going to hit it, exactly how I did, and it was nice to have a little tapping birdie.
What was the club?
I hit sandwich 56.
Now, to bounce off that, I feel like you and JJ have some of the more thorough conversations pre-shot of guys out here. What goes into those conversations? What's the baseline?
Yeah, it's tough. We've always had to balance this out because I'm a very feel player when it comes to hitting iron shots and playing numbers, and he likes to think it through, which I think a majority of guys 150 into the wind, 155. So it's just balancing that out. But when we're on track and you kind of are able to match them, it's easy to just pull a club. We're on the same kind of line, and you go from there.
Who's on what side on 16?
I was on my shot. Okay. Sometimes it plays in my favor. Sometimes I'm wrong.
It looked like it was a lot of fun out there. Does your attention level
get even higher when golf is at that high of a level with two guys like that?
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing that well, you sometimes, everyone talks about being in the zone, but you really are just focused on every shot. Just you're over it. That's what I'm trying to accomplish, and then you worry about what's next. And it's hard to tap into that sometimes, but it's a mentality thing that you come out, you try and do. But yeah, it's a lot of fun when your guys are making birdie. You're able to kind of just, when the group's making a lot of birdies, hitting it close, you're able to just kind of tap into that, and you just keep going with the flow. You make a par, oh well. You just keep hammering at it.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the first shot you hit today that you weren't satisfied with, and how long did it take?
6. I've hit 3 really bad approach shots in the 6.
For the week?
For the week, yeah. Hopefully hit a better one. 6.
15 feet?
I think it's probably, 20 feet. I mean, I had a wedge in my hand, not a lot of wind. I've just hit some pretty poor shots there.
A couple more?
Going to be another calm day tomorrow. What's the mindset going into Sunday?
Like I said, leave it all out there. Like, just do what I can to just say I've got 18 holes. Not worried about the next tournament, not worried about the season. Just worry about tomorrow, what's in front of me, one shot at a time, and see how it plays out. But definitely go out there and try and win this thing.
You like stuff like this?
I love it.
27, 26 under?
Oh, I thought you said like in contention.
That's nice. Yeah, I like this too, yeah.
And play. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, look, this golf course, par 5s are gettable. Par 4s don't play that long when it's not windy, right? So you can't do anything about it. It's not what you want every week, right? Because it's a lot. It's draining just as much as it's draining shooting even par at a major championship. But I don't mind being in Hawaii first week of the year.
No, I know.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I know. That's why I'm pulling it back. 'Cause we could be somewhere else and we're shooting these scores, and I probably wouldn't want to be shooting that either. So
Awesome. Thank you, Collin. Appreciate
thanks,
the
guys.
time.